All right, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of For the City. I am your co-host, Francisco.
And I am Chef Boy Ortiz.
So we apologize last week. I was a little bit under the weather. We were not able to put out an episode. So this week, we're just going to cover this week's games that just happened. So starting out, we're going to start with Monday Night Football. Well, technically Monday afternoon football.
Yeah.
As the Browns played the Raiders, there was a lot of missing players because of COVID. Unfortunately, Baker Mayfield was not able to test out to be on the field. So the game did not go as planned. It ended up being 14-17. Browns kept it close. So what was your opinion on the game?
Game was a disaster to say the least. I think for the team that stepped up for the second team, third teamers, they fought and everything like that. Prior to all the COVID stuff in the first place, I knew this was like a trap game to me. I don't know what it is about the Raiders, man, but when we play the Raiders, it seems like it always ends like this. It's always a close game. It's always a nail biter, and they seem to have our number. But I didn't really have a lot of faith going into it that we were going to win. It sucks that they got my hopes up and it came down to the way it did break down. You know what I'm saying? But it was just disappointing, man. Like I said, the whole COVID thing, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation we can have about the testing and everything like that. It was kind of ridiculous. Like you said, we didn't have our head coach. We didn't have our starting quarterback. Jarvis didn't play. A lot of our secondary was out. So it was an uphill battle. The fact that we did battle and keep it close and actually took the lead with 2 minutes to go in the game, that was just more gut-wrenching, man. Just the fact to lose like that. A couple things that stand out is just the kicker's got to go. I don't know if he's been cut yet or not, but I've been saying that for a couple weeks now. Dude has completely lost his confidence. He's shook. He's not reliable whatsoever. Like I would not want to go into the playoffs with this guy. If we do make it by some slim chance, we need a kicker bad. So we need to get him out of there. Play calling was still just, I know Van Pelt took over for the play calling since Stefanski was out. Again, a lot of stuff just seems it just doesn't seem like it's a cohesive team. Like the play calling is just terrible, man. And the last, those last three plays of the game where we just ran the ball 3 times, couldn't get 3 yards to ice the game, just shows you right there, man. Like I don't know if it's the lack of confidence the coaching staff has in our team or what. They just playing not to lose. What else can I say, man? For a team that for what we went through to have one practice and everything, I should be more happy, and feel a little bit better. But just the way to lose like that after getting that pick right before, and having a chance to just end the game like that, that was heartbreaker, man. I took that one pretty hard. That was rough.
Your defense lost that game for you. Instead of making an open field, instead of making a tackle on the sidelines, they just let old boy go right by him. And he let him go out.
Yeah, no, to let the tight end just walk by 3 people, that was terrible. That was terrible. And you know what? I don't know if they just thought he was going to run out of bounds and stop the clock, but you got to play to the whistle, man. And that was a pathetic play
because they had no timeouts. They had no timeouts. If they'd have tackled him in the field,
oh yeah,
they probably wouldn't have been able to get another playoff. And they allowed him to just freely jaunt. It's like that old adage is like you got 2 center fielder, you got a center fielder, left fielder, or right fielder, and they're trying to go, hey, I got it, and then nobody got it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can't put it on the defense, man. There's so many one plays you can think of. The missed kick early on, that we should have never been within a point to lose the game. I don't think it was 17-14. I think the game was the final score.
17-14.
They didn't beat us by 3. They beat us by 1.
I believe it was 17-14.
Thought we were up 2 going into the last drive there, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got it pulled up here. Give me 1 second here. What was it?
Or was it 16-14?
16-14. Yeah.
16-14,
yeah. We were only up by a point, and that field goal was what iced it. But yeah, the missed kick shouldn't have happened. We should have went into the half only down by that touchdown. The 3rd and 3 play, man. I get it. Nick Chubb's being your workhorse, and everybody's like, just put it in Chubb's hand. But you got to be more creative than that, man. They know what you're gonna do. You run the ball three straight times. I know you're trying to milk the clock, but bootleg, play action. Mullins got pretty good legs. Me personally, and I say this to everybody, the easiest thing to do is, even if you don't have the fastest quarterback in the world, spread it out, man. Go five wide, let your quarterback do a quick QB draw, at least get a yard or two and make it a possible go for it on fourth down.
But here's
That
my
was
thing: why would you do that? Your quarterback is no name. You know what I mean? He's a
he
backup to a
the
backup.
touchdown play, the touchdown
Yeah,
play
but
that he threw.
anybody that can come into a game, anybody can come into a game that's never started for a team and throw a touchdown. This has been proven time and time
No,
again.
but I'm saying the way he made plays with his legs, that one touchdown that he threw the ball to Bryant in the end
Mhm.
zone, he had to scramble around and he could have actually probably ran it in, but it was just an easy toss to Bryant. But I'm just saying, I've seen him use his legs to get out. He needed to get 3 yards. And if you spread it out, then at least there's lanes for him to run in. I'm not saying that should have been a design draw for him, but just saying, okay, we're gonna power out it and run it with Chubb and hope that we can break a few tackles. I mean, he's done it before, but it's just like I said, man, that's playing not to lose. It's not playing to win. You didn't throw the ball one time. It's kind of, again, man, I can't zero it in on one play. Then we had a chance to stop him. You know what I'm saying? With the after we punted the ball off again. I was surprised, honestly. If you ask me, Carr, I don't know why they ran the ball the entire game. Carr was dicing us up like Swiss cheese. I mean, he throw on us all game. I don't even know what the hell they thought to even try to run the ball. Every time he dropped back to pass, somebody was flat. Our secondary was these dudes that was out there. Our leading tackler was MJ Stewart. Dude had 11 tackles. He's a corner. When your corner is the most tackles in the game, that tells you what's been happening. They've been throwing the ball all over you because our linebackers didn't have nothing for tackles. They had like 3 or 4 tackles. So that means our receivers, our corners were getting some work because they were throwing the ball all over us.
So that was a cost. That was a costly loss to you guys for simple fact.
Oh
If
yeah,
you would have won, you've been the 4th seed going into the playoffs. If you'd have won that game, you'd have been
yeah.
positioned to be the 4th seed. Now you're at the bottom of the division again. But again, no one is running away with that division. Okay, you're only a game up behind. You're 7-7. I believe Cincinnati's 8-6. Baltimore's 8-6, and then the Steelers
Pittsburgh
are
7-7-1,
7-6-1. I think I believe it is.
something like that.
So
Yeah,
you're still in the division. This division is going to come down to the end of the year because you still have you still have divisional games left.
it's in our hands, man. We got to win the next 3, no matter what. We got to beat Green Bay, and then we got to handle our business with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, and hope that Baltimore loses one, get one more game. If Baltimore loses one and we win out, we win a division. Just the way the numbers work out. So it's still a chance. It's still there. That's why I'm not completely down. Immediate reaction after the game is, our season's over. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is we still do have a chance, and it comes down to we got to win the next 3 games, man. And I think we can do it,
Honestly, if Baker was in that game, you guys would have won that game. That's just my opinion. If Baker was playing that game, you guys would have had a better shot of winning that game because Baker, he can win those type of games for you. You know what I mean? I don't think it would have been as close as it was, honestly, because they would have found the way to get it done. But they didn't. So now they're sitting at the bottom of the division, which is a good company to be in because my Giants decided that they were not going to show up against the Cowboys. Our quarterback was out as well. He's out for the rest of the year with a spinal neck injury that he received. Our backup was injured as well, so we had a backup to the backup in the game, and it proved to be the Giants are the most consistent team in the league. And I say that because they have shown time and time again they will keep it close the first half and then disintegrate the second half. They have the offensive player of the year on their team, Mr. Gano, because all he does is kick field goals for that team. Okay, he puts up all their points. That was an embarrassment. There's not really much to be said about this game. It's not, Saquon showed some flashes of his old self in that game, but not much else. I mean, there's not really much. Come on, man. You lost 21 to 9. It really wasn't nothing to be happy about. Even Dallas didn't play a great game. Dallas only put up 21 points. So if your offense even showed remotely anything, you probably could have kept that game closer than it actually was. So I'm glad Daniel Jones is done for the year. I don't think he might not be back next year. We'll get into that after we get done with the reviews for next week.
Mhm.
But Daniel Jones is done for the year. I still believe you need to shut down Saquon for the rest. Just call it a day. Just take the L's for the rest of the year and call it a day. Management is given permission for him to for Joe Judge to shut down players for the year. They said go ahead and do it because there's no point in keep these guys on the field when you don't have to because you're jeopardizing their long-term future. So with that being said, it's consistency. They've continued to be consistent. So what were your takeaways from the game?
Yeah, I was again another game I got to see, all the way through and watch
Mhm.
it. And I mean, you called it, man. I mean, those dudes are when you say that it's by the book, like they are tight, what I'm saying, low scoring game. They were needed to be where they needed to be going into halftime. And they just their offense, man, their offense is so stagnant. Glennon threw for 99 yards and 3 interceptions. Barkley fumbled the ball. He made that amazing one-handed catch.
Yep,
Like you said, that was a
a
ESPN
flash.
highlight. Yeah. What I'm saying? That was an awesome play. But like I said, then he ends up fumbling the ball later on in that drive, I think, and cost them big time. So I mean, like you said, turnovers, just the inconsistency on offense, the defense doing just enough to keep you in the game, but not enough to win the game. They're just not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those teams where, you have some star power out there, you have some talent, but they need a lot more. They need a lot more on the offensive side. Defense can stand to use a couple more players, but I mean, you can't turn the ball over. They fight to the end, but like I said, Gano's the only guy on the team that's
Yeah,
going to
he's
get you some
he's got to
points.
be named NFL Offensive Player of the Year because the guy's been the most consistent kicker in the league all year long. This guy, he does. I think he's only have 2 misses or 3 misses this year. The guy's been the most consistent player. He's the best offensive weapon the Giants have. Listen,
Well, they need to trade him for the Browns.
it's
we need to
it's
make
a
an inter office team trade or whatever.
it's a wrap. I think Shepard is done with the Giants. He got hurt again. This team is
Yeah,
just
man.
this team is
Snake
just a
bit, man.
walking mass unit, man.
Yeah.
It's time for them to make wholesale changes. So we'll go over that here in a second. So let's talk about next week's games that are coming up. Since we're on the Giants, we'll talk Giants, Eagles. This game, Eagles are acting like babies because they have to play the Giants on short rest. Apparently, they're making a big deal about it. They're going to win this game. I don't know why they're complaining about this game. I don't think this game is going to be close. It'll be close in the first half, and then I believe the Eagles are going to run away with this game second half, like they always do, like most of the teams do against the Giants. I think this game is going to be another Giants put up maybe 10, if that, and I think the Eagles 35, 38 on the Giants. I think the Giants are checked out. Their defense hasn't checked out. I'm gonna keep it on 100 with you. The defense is still doing their job, but I think the offense is there's nothing on offense. These
Yeah.
guys have nothing to play for the year besides jobs. That's it.
Right. Paychecks and jobs and bonuses and things like
Yeah.
that. But
So I
like
think
you said,
Saquon has a little bit more to prove, but let him rest, get him out, let him start fresh. It's just you're gonna get him hurt again. There's no reason for him to keep playing the rest of the year. Just get him out of the game, get him out for the rest of the season. Let him rest up. Let him and Jones come back if Jones comes back, fresh to go next year.
yeah. I think it's a weird game. It's a weird situation. I mean, the Eagles are playing right now. Last time I checked, they were winning. But yeah. So no, yeah, they're winning big time against Washington. So I mean, it is a I mean, like I said, I'm not an Eagles fan. I don't
Mhm.
have a horse in the race, but the fact that they're in a divisional, chase right now, I get where the beef is, you know what I'm saying? They're upset. Browns were in the same exact position, you know what I'm saying? We got to play again this Saturday, but yeah, no, I don't see the Giants winning this game. I mean, I don't. Again, this is such a weird week the way it is now. Are the Eagles going to be up for it? I think they will be, but are they going to be too beat up? I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this game to see, if anybody's injured or wore out or anything like that. But like you said, it really doesn't matter. The Giants offense can't score. The Eagles defense is going to be too much for them. I kind of see it the way you see it. I don't think it's going to be a huge scoring game. Maybe like 20 to 3, 20 to 6, something like kind of how it was against the Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboys. So yeah, I think 26. I'd say Eagles. Just too much defense, too much. It's just a better team who has a lot to play for going against a team that has nothing to play for and except pride. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know, is this game at home or is it away uh next week against them? I think they're playing at the Eagles because didn't they play at home when they played the first
Yeah, they
time?
play they played Dallas at home, so I believe they're on the road against the Eagles.
Yeah, so
Uh,
definitely not gonna be a good game.
yeah, it won't be, but I've gotten past the point now where it's just I've accepted the Giants are terrible. They're not even they're not even living up to the standards that they were last year, where they almost made the playoffs. The heart's not there this year. It's just not. It's just to the point where I've gotten past anger and sadness, and just I'm accepting it now. Let's let the season end.
In
let
the
the
acceptance stage
Yeah,
of it. Yeah.
accept the stage of it. Just let the season end, and let us continue on with the off season. Now let's switch gears to the Brownies and the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to give you a quick prediction on this, and then you can take it over because you'll have more answer to this than me. This is going to be a complete drubbing. I apologize. I know you're a diehard Browns fan. Aaron Rodgers is going to air the ball out against your guys' defense, point blank, period. Unless you guys come up with a game plan to stop that old man from going up and down the field on you, he is going to have a field day. He is going to have a field day. Believe me, they're going to put up 35 points easily against the Browns. If Mayfield is in that game, you might be able to go tit for tat. Might be because he's been out. He's been resting because of COVID. So he's going to be a little bit healthier coming into the game. I don't see you guys keeping up with Green Bay, man, in that offense. I'm just telling you like it is. I see it more like 35-27. You know what I mean? They're gonna outpace you just a little bit, just like the Chargers did, where you guys were going tit for tat for a while, and then the Chargers
Yeah.
just had a little bit too much.
Yeah, just to steal your analogy, I guess if you're in acceptance, I'm still in denial right now. I'm still on the denial stage. I still think, just going off of there's a couple different things. Like you said, I agree. Depending on what we get back in our secondary, I think we're supposed to get our number one pick back, the corner is Newsome. We're supposed to get Newsome back, so that would help a lot. One of our safeties, if what's his name, Harrison, if he tests out of protocol, then we'll have our safety back. So it just really depends. I mean, it's hard to, that's why, we missed last week, but again, it's really hard to judge these games just because of this whole COVID stuff. So if we get most of our secondary back, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Last week Green Bay played Baltimore. I don't think Baltimore's defense is better than ours. I know their secondary is not better than ours. Their secondary is trash, and they kept Green Bay in check. They didn't really kept them in check. They still put up 30 points on them, but they were close. They almost won the game. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Rodgers might have a field day on us. It's going to go either way. Either Rodgers is going to have a field day on us. You got Garrett who's injured now, so now we're down a pass rusher. Clowney's still in protocol, so if he doesn't come back, our top two pass rushers are down. I'm basically talking myself out of it. Like I'm basically, the more I talk about it, the more I'm kind of agreeing with you. Like, you know what? Yeah, we're probably gonna get blown out. But again, me being the optimist, they know the season's on the line right now. I'm praying to God Joe Woods throws the kitchen sink at Aaron Rodgers and just, JOK, man, my guy. That's my dude. Last week, I didn't talk about it. The last one, he got that fumble. The dude is a freak, man. Dude is just an absolute freak. He's the star of our defense. I don't care if Garrett has the single season sack record. Garrett shows up here and there. JOK, you see him throughout the whole game,
Yeah,
man.
he's consistent. Yeah, he's very
He makes
consistent.
splashes. When he blitzes, I say 80-90% of the time something good happens. When he goes on a blitz, something good usually happens, and he plays coverage better than anybody else on our team. So, and then I'm not talking about, that's all defense stuff. Offensive side of the ball, Baker's going to be 2 weeks in healthy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he should be out of protocol by now. So he'll have those 2 weeks of rest, which is great. Our offensive line should be 100%. Hopefully we get some of those guys back. So if we get all our pieces back, it's almost like an extra bye week, basically. So we'll get our full line back healthy. I think we can score with it. We haven't proven it this year, but I think this is the time of year, like you said, Baker turns it on. He knows what's at stake. I like the way Njoku was playing this past week. If Njoku brings that energy this week, I think we got a extra weapon right there that in Jarvis, man. So he's gonna have an extra week of healing up. So all that being said, I'm gonna say I think we can pull it out, man. I think we can pull it out. I think it's gonna be a really close game. I hope it doesn't become a nail biter like it was last week because I have zero faith in our kicker. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a touchdown. So I say Browns 31, Green Bay 24. Because if it's anything closer, if it's in a 3-point to 4-point range, we're gonna lose. I mean, I have zero faith in our kicker. We need to kick every extra point, no field goals, go for it on fourth down, every single drive. Even our punter sucks, man. I mean, Colquitt jacked up a punt, man. So special teams, I have no faith in. God damn, man, I'm really really thinking about changing my. The Browns fan of me can't let it go, man. I can't. I
You're a
can't.
homer, man. You're a
I
homer. You
know.
can't be objective, man. You can't be objective when it comes to your own team, bro. You
Yeah.
just
I
can't.
mean, special teams, defense, all that,
Yeah, your
on
team,
paper,
you just
it's probably going to be a blowout. But
it is what it is, man. We just got, like I said, this has been the season of parity for everybody, man. Your division is one of the tightest divisions in the league, bro. There's
yeah,
no clear-cut favorite in that division, and the Browns, based on division record, have a pretty good record within the division. They just need maybe
yeah,
another win within the division. They can win the whole damn thing.
yeah.
So he's just consistency, man. But I don't see it against Rod. Rodgers on a mission this year. I just don't see it, man. We'll
He
see
is
how.
hurt. I mean, he's been playing well. He has that toe
Yeah, he
injury,
got that
but
toe. That toe don't mean nothing. He can that
yeah,
toe. He just put some
gets
some
that shot,
biofreeze, put some
right?
biofreeze in there and just call it a day and deal with it. He
Yeah.
trust me, his mission is to get back and go to the Super Bowl. He wants to beat Brady. I think because of how it ended the last year. So before we jump off here, man, rumor mill time. We'll start with the Giants. So from everything that's going on in the media, Russell Westbrook, I mean not Russell, excuse me, Russell Wilson. They're talking about he wants to he's ready to trade his no trade clause to come to the Giants. Not a chance in hell that I'm giving up 2 first-round picks or even 3 first-round picks for a 34-year-old quarterback that's out of his prime. Sorry. Everybody thinks this is the right move for the Giants. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you. I think the better option I think for the Giants is to rebuild and get a young quarterback. Get somebody in there. They're gonna have a high draft pick. I mean, I get it. Russell Wilson, has the resume, has the credentials, and everything like that. But like you said, he's not in his prime. He's just coming off of a bad injury. He's been playing badly. It's not like he's been playing better. He's been playing badly. Um, yeah, I heard that too. I mean, it's a big name, you know what I'm saying? But Russell Wilson, I guess if you were coming in to, maybe bring him into a team that was ready and just missing one piece to win a Super Bowl, then I could see it maybe. But I don't think the Giants are there yet in that NFC to really just fill a quarterback spot and then boom, they're in a championship. If Barkley comes back, shows he's healthy next year, the defense makes a couple strides and they get a couple more pieces. It's a lot that needs to happen. So I wouldn't do that myself. Me personally, I would go young. I would get somebody to push Jones. I'd give Jones that one more year to see what he can do. But again, you got a high draft pick coming. I would bring in a quarterback and fight for that. I wouldn't settle just on
Yeah, I
Russell.
just don't see. I don't see the allure of. I can see why, because he's a name, but that's all he is a name. He's 34 years old, bro. He's not. He's not Brady. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's just not.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Well, he's
have
not a
that,
prototypical quarterback.
and he's
He
not.
runs, he
And he's
scrambles a
going
lot.
right. He's going to go one of the toughest divisions when it comes to hard nosed football, besides the AFC North, is the NFC East. These guys eat each other alive in that division. Look what happened to RG3. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
people do not understand. Russell Wilson would get ate up here, especially by the media as well, too, because he's used to being in Seattle. He's used to being in that area over there where it's the
Right.
media is friendlier and they love the guy. But over here in the city, man, they're gonna tear that dude up completely. They're gonna get in every aspect of his life. To me, it's not. I don't want to leverage the future of the Giants for somebody who's past his prime already of winning championships. Simple as that. I'm not giving up 3 first. The Giants have the 5th and 6th pick in the draft right now. Why would you give that up when you have an opportunity to get an offensive lineman and get another either defensive player or get you another offensive weapon? It ain't gonna be quarterback because ain't nobody in this draft worth taking quarterback wise. Period. They're all projects, all of them. They're all projects who's coming into the draft. Now, the other rumor I'm hearing is for the Browns. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the rumor mill is that the Browns are actually looking at Carr possibly as a backup for Mayfield in case something happens, or Jimmy Garoppolo is another name that's getting tossed. He's getting tossed around for the Giants as well, but he's getting tossed around for the Browns. So what do you think about those?
Yeah, no, I heard the Garoppolo thing towards the trade deadline that they were talking about that was a possibility because they thought Baker might go on injured reserve. The card thing too, I heard that as well. I don't know, man. I honestly don't really know because, like I said, Mayfield was inherited. You know, this front office has no loyalty to Baker. They didn't draft him, so they really have no reason. I'm starting to hear Stefanski and Baker don't have the greatest relationship, which I can understand. Baker comes from an air raid offense, man. He came from like the one that Kyler Murray's in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's in an offense where they spread it out, throw it down the field. You know, slanging the ball around the field, and they're basically putting him into a like a round square peg in a round hole. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to say you're a play action rollout quarterback. You know, you got to get out the pocket. And Baker's sitting here like, no, you just give me an offense and spread everything out. Let me throw the ball and I'll make plays. And that's just not Stefanski's forte. So honestly, man, I see it deteriorating. I honestly, as much as I love Baker and I think he's a winner, I think he's a fighter. I like his, you know, he reminds me of a dude that's from Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? But I could see it happening, man. I can honestly see the Browns going in a different direction next year, quarterback, or either, you know, trading for one or drafting one. Because I don't, the front office and the coach hasn't showed me enough like backing behind Baker to really say he's going to be the QB going forward.
Well, I disagree. They're going to get rid of Stefanski before they get rid of Mayfield. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're going to get. I promise you, they will get rid of Stefanski before they get rid of Mayfield. Stefanski has shown nothing that tells me he knows how to run an offense correctly. Nothing. He did the same thing in Minnesota when he alienated his best offensive weapons. What happened? He got canned. He came to Cleveland. He turned it around. Yes, he turned it around. They went to the playoffs. Guess what? You still haven't made a proper offense around Baker Mayfield. You look what Kyler Murray, Baker went to the same damn school. Same school. They created an offense around Kyler Murray for him to be successful, even though Arizona just got the brakes beat off him against Detroit, which I was like, wow. But what we were saying is that both same school, both offensive sets are similar. Only difference is that, you know, Murray can run a little bit better than Baker can in open field, but they come from the same pedigree. Like, how, if you see the results in Arizona, how do you not work an offense around Baker like that? It tells you it's right there for you. The blueprint is right there, and they're not doing it. I believe Stefanski needs to go. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think he doesn't like Baker, and it's affecting how Baker's playing, and it's affecting how the offense is working, because he wants, like I told you before when we talked about last time on the podcast, he wants him to bend to his he wants Baker to bend to his will. That's not how that goes. Your quarterback is supposed to lead your team. Your quarterback, you're supposed to mold your team around your quarterback. But it's neither here or there. We'll see how it goes at the end of the year. There's a couple games left. If the Browns sneak into the playoffs and show what they can do, and he puts up some points or at least gets past the first round, he ain't going nowhere. They're not replacing Baker. Yeah. Because that means he would have took his team to the playoffs twice with all the injuries, with everything that's been going on. And he's he managed to win the division or take him to the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes by the end of the year. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Peace out.